Welcome back. You're with We Mean Business. We spoke about inflation in the last segment. Let's now shift our focus to Air India. The Ailing carrier is set to turn EBITDA positive this fiscal. It's improved its market share. The economic survey is sounding optimistic about its future, and the sense is that Kingfisher Airlines' ouster from the airspace seems to have aided the Maharaja's recovery. But is this turnaround for real? Can it be sustained, especially with growing competition in the Indian skies? And what with Air Asia and Etihad on their way? That's our second debate tonight on We Mean Business. Joining me on the show, Jitendra Bhargava, former executive director, of Air India here in our Mumbai studios, Dubey, partner and head of aviation at KPMG, and Rajan Mehra, leading aviation expert and India MD of Universal Aviation. Both of them joining in fact, from New Delhi. I want to begin with you, Mr. Bhargava. Is this turnaround of Air India for real? Is the government of India's efforts finally started to show results, or are you circumspect about how true the story is?
See, you said it in your introductory remarks. The finances of all carriers have improved in the last 8-9 months, ever since Kingfisher started scaling down its operations first and then shutting down its operations. So that's one contributory factor. But then if there is a positive aspect to it, one should welcome it. But is that for real? That's the question. And how does it help in proving that yes, Air India is on the right track? Now let's look at it from the perspective of today's market situation. The emphasis has been on enhancing market share. As late as yesterday, they've come out with a new scheme: buy your ticket 60 days in advance, and you get train fares almost as good as AC train.
Right.
Now the question is, what is Air India chasing? Market share or survival? Okay. Now you can certainly enhance your market share by lowering fares. But the question is, what is the yield measured in terms of rupees earned per kilometer of passenger flown? Is it positive? Because if you really look at the facts,
operationally, it's still making losses.
No, you see, not only this, it is making losses. Yeah. As I said, the market climate, say for example, Jet Etihad, Air Asia coming into the picture, and you again have a situation where the capacity is more than demand, and it is not passengers chasing seats, but seats chasing passengers. In that scenario, where does Air India stand?
Right. And Dubey, I just want to take that to you. Is it the demise of Kingfisher Airlines that really aided this process? It's not necessary that Air India can actually continue to poach the load factors going ahead, given the sort of competition that we're going to be seeing in the skies. How credible is this turnaround? It's not really a turnaround because you're not making operational profits, but at the EBITDA level, the little bit of a sort of fillip that you've seen.
Well, let's answer the question in two parts. One is what has happened so far and what entails for the future. As for the past, as Mr. Bhargava rightly pointed out, yes, of course, we've seen an improvement in the discipline in Air India. The seat factors in the mid-70s or low 70s. Their on-time performance has gone up. I was reading some numbers, 85%, which is very, very high from Air India standards. And overall, even at the leadership level, what we've noticed is that, now I don't want to get into personal comparisons, but the current leadership is a bit under the radar. They've been focusing on the basics, on the discipline or on-time performance. We also saw during June of last year or the summer of last year when the strike happened, it was for the first time that we saw the management actually playing extremely tough and not cowing down as had been in the past. So it's a combination of those factors which are positive on part of the management. And secondly, of course, they were helped by events which are not beyond their control, I would say. So the demise of Kingfisher has, as Mr. Bhargava rightly pointed out, has helped all the other players. And yes, it has allowed Air India to improve its yields, and which is now reflecting in a positive EBITDA of about 60 odd crores, which is very positive. Now, as an Indian, of course, we need a flag carrier which is very, very strong. It's something we have to look up to. So anything which is positive has to be welcomed, and good luck to them. Going in the future, yes, again, as has been said, the war in the Indian sky is going to hot up. We're going to see new players. There's talk of Jet and Etihad getting together, and also now a very strong player emerging from South, which is Air Asia and Tata. And all this is going to increase the sort of a bloodbath which we expect, which is going to happen in the next 12 months. So yes, Air India has its work cut out, and I'm sure with the renewed energy that we're seeing in Air India, it should all augur well for India.